Here's your weekly rate update. Let's talk about what came out last week that made rates go down just a hair, as well as this week. So there is currently some optimism that the government shutdown is going to end this week. There's hopes that there's going to be a House vote on Wednesday and the president sign on Friday, which would mean that it would end the shutdown at least until January. Also, the ICE report came out reflecting that home values rose by 0.15% in October, which is the largest monthly gain since March and a bit of a reacceleration from what we have been seeing. And this is likely starting to include the impact of the relatively lower rates, just a little bit, compared to what we have seen the rest of the year. Year-over-year home prices are up 0.9%, which is pretty low year-over-year growth, but it's the first month in the last 9 that appreciation moved higher instead of decelerating. And also, the Fed Governor Miran spoke last week on how stable coins could potentially help rates come down. So he discussed the projections for the stablecoin market to grow potentially 3 to 4 trillion, which would mean they would need to purchase a ton of treasuries as they peg themselves to the US dollar by owning 80 to 90% of short-term treasuries. And he thinks that stable coins could potentially help neutral the rate of interest to be lower, which would mean that the Fed is less restrictive and would have to cut more to a neutral level. So either way, there's some good optimism and positivity that sounds like it's going to be coming down the line. Hopefully I have an even better rate update for you next week, but I hope you have a great week.